Alright guys, so I'm out here and I'm making a YouTube video for you because I caught myself making a mistake in one of my previous videos, and in the process of trying to teach you not to make the same mistake I made it again. Not even kidding. Check this out. You'll see what I mean. Alright, so I'm making a YouTube video about being accountable for your stuff and not just carelessly and needlessly laying things down on the ground, putting them back into your pockets where you know where they are. And in the process, look what I done. See that? I had walked away from here and did not even realize I had laid it down right there on the ground and neglected to pick it back up. So, for some reason, had that been my only cutting tool, I could be in a world of hurt right now if this was a survival situation. Maybe that was all I had in my pocket. Now I'm without it. Somebody else could have come along behind me and picked it up. Man, wouldn't that have sucked. Anyway, back to the video. Alright, so what essentially happened was this. You saw in the beginning of this video how I had somehow this knife ended up laying there on the ground. And in my Yuko candle lantern video, if you guys go back and watch that, I'll drop a link up here. Time index 3 minutes 32 seconds. You'll notice when I get my Yuko candle lit, I set it down on my feet. I'm so worried about getting the globe up on that lantern so that my candle doesn't get blown out by a gust of wind or a breeze or whatever, that I casually toss my lighter down between my legs right there on the ground. Well, at the end of that video, I looked down and I noticed my lighter lying there. And I was like, wow, I could have got up and walked off and never picked that up. And, you know, the reality of the situation is I could have walked for miles before I realized I didn't have that lighter. I could have gotten hypothermic. I could have been really cold. I could have thought, you know what, I'm going to stop again. I'm going to hunker down next to a tree, maybe get the wind at my back, wrap that wool blanket around me. I'm going to light my candle lantern and I'm going to warm myself up. Or maybe I'm just going to be down for the rest of the evening, and that's how I'm going to spend my night, because it's a 9-hour candle, so I can pretty much get by until sunrise and basically have a nice heated shelter. Except I no longer have a lighter, so my options at that point are very, very limited. But what if the temperature's getting down in the teens? Okay, I'm screwed. I'm totally screwed. Because yes, while a wool blanket is nice, there is no way in hell that that wool blanket's going to keep me warm down to 17 degrees Fahrenheit with just what I had on. Would I have survived the night? Likely. Would I have been comfortable? Absolutely not. Would I have been much, much more comfortable had I had my cigarette lighter on me so I could light that little candle? You're damn right I would have. The difference in how I spent the night would have been greatly, greatly improved by having that cigarette lighter on me. But, you know, things happen. It's something that I obviously really need to work on, because in 2 videos I've misplaced 2 items in the last week. I didn't walk off and lose the lighter. I did notice it before I stood up, but realistically I could have. Now, if you guys watch Alone, you'll notice that in season 1, Joe Robinet does the same thing with a fire steel, except he never finds it again. He gets his fire going with his fire steel, and he lays his fire steel down on his jacket on the beach. He's thinking of his next step. He's getting ready to start building shelter. He's got fire. He's secured that. So his mind is on shelter. Well, he reaches down and he snatches his jacket up off the beach, picks it up, and puts it back on, completely forgetting that he laid his fire steel down on his jacket. So now his fire steel's gone. It's missing. He doesn't know whether it ended up buried there in the sand, because he was all around that area right there by the fire. So if the fire still hit the sand, it could have been very easily pushed down in the sand by his body weight. You know, he could have covered it with a slide of the boot, or he surmises that it could have even ended up actually out in the water when he picked the jacket up, because he picked it up and the fire steel he thinks might have gotten flung into the ocean. So either way, he's screwed. 10 items. That was his fire starting option. And Joe Robinet taps. Okay, he's done. At that point, he goes home. He feels like he no longer deserves to be on the show. He taps, and he's like, man, if I can't even keep track of a fire steel when I've only got 10 items to begin with, I don't deserve to be here. Well, same thing happens again in season 2 with a different participant. I believe his name was Randy Champagne. He also loses a fire steel in season 2. So this is something that happens quite frequently. It is very common to misplace things. And sadly, it's really common to misplace them, especially when your life depends on them. So it's something that all of us need to work on, especially me. Like I said, losing potentially 2 items in 2 videos in just days, 3 days apart. That's not good. That tells me that I need to be extra aware of taking anything off of my person, out of my pocket, out of my pack, whatever, and then immediately using it and putting it back before I proceed on to my next step. Okay, well, thanks a lot, guys. If you've gotten this far through the video, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Reach over there and hit that notification bell. Select all notifications if you want to be notified when I upload future videos. Don't forget, like the video for me if you like the video. If you don't like the video, downvote the crap out of it. That's on you. Either way. Questions or comments, drop those down below. Thank you guys very much for your views and for your support. I appreciate it. And I'll get another video out as soon as I can. All right. See y'all on the next one.